Hi there, my name is Jake and welcome to my first YouTube video. As you might have read about me, this is called Jake's Collections and Opinions. My first YouTube dream was to be about my collection, which is basically toys, comic books, sports memorabilia, what have you. That was it to be, but also now I'd like to express some opinions, and that being said, I will express them at another time. Since it was my first dream, what my presentation today will be about a toy. And but let's get back to just kind of about me. I am Caucasian. I am 52. I'm male. I'm Canadian. That's about it. Anything else is kind of more private. Anyways, when I'm going to show my toys, I'll be showing off my toys, and that'll all be family friendly. All my content will be family friendly, meaning that it's okay to have your kids there. I won't be using offensive words or content, but remember that opinions vary. Some people may go, oh, if you're going to be talking about, when you come to your opinion part, you're going to be talking about this, and that offends me. I don't want my kids around. That doesn't necessarily mean family friendly in the popular sense, family friendly. You get my gist. So anyways, having said that, I'm going to start off my first video. This might be a little bit more lengthy because it is my intro video and I don't want to do 100 takes, so please be wary of that. I don't want to lose my audience. Okay, I'm a pretty funny guy, so I can probably keep you entertained, and especially if you like toys, which is probably what you're here for, or my opinion. Anyways, okay, the first thing I'm going to like to display to you and is my G.I. Joe doll. G.I. Joe action figure. Okay, let's get that right. We all make the mistake of that. When these came out, when the G.I. Joe line first came out in 1964, that's what the marketing boys came up with, is they're called action figures. That's when it first came out because, hey, boys don't play with dolls and we want boys to play with action figures. Okay, so anyways, this is my G.I. Joe. He is original. He's not the first ones from the first line from 1964, which were they all had hard hair and everything. This is this came out in 1970 to 1975, and they were called the Adventure Team. It says right there on the dog tag, AT. You see the A on top, anagram with the T in there. I think anagram is the right word. Anyways, this is what we loosely called. This is the first Adventure Team series, which is the second one was called the Kung Fu Grip, and that came out in 1974, 1975, and I think about a year later after that, somewhere in 1976, was the last one called the Eagle Eye Joe, where there was a lever inside which moved the eyes back and forth, and that was basically the end of the 12-inch series of the G.I. Joe action figures. Anyways, this is the G.I. Joe Air Adventure. As you can see, he has the jumpsuit, the orange jumpsuit. Now this is all original. Now I got this on Christmas morning, and we all remember Christmas morning when you got the toy you want, and this was my magic. Maybe a couple years back I got the fire engine. We remember that magic, that light that came up in your soul when you opened up that thing, and of course you thought it was from Santa and everything like this. So maybe this came from my father Santa, I can't remember, but I do remember just that magic, you know, and we all remember. And the fire truck, the Matchbox cars, and the girls would remember, you know, the Holly Hobby, the Cabbage Patch Girl kids, or whatever have you, what have you. Anyways, this is not the one that I got on Christmas morning. Fast forward a couple years later, in grade 3 or 4, our teacher asked us, do you guys got any of the G.I. Joes with the hair? I'd like to use them in the nativity scene for a display box in school. And we, of course, handed them over because we don't play with dolls anymore, man. Happy days is our life. The Fonz. We had the button. We had the Fonzie shirt, you know what I mean? Waiting for the one day we get to wear the leather jacket and be cool like him. Of course, you know, only maybe 1% of us ended up wearing the leather jackets. But anyways, that's it. So we handed them right over, and he made a nice display case, and we never got them back. And I remember him kind of having that collector personality, so I know he kept them. But you know what? So be it. That's the way life is. And Anyways, when I first got a computer, late time in 2011, the first thing I discovered was eBay, and I said I want to buy the original G.I. Joe. And I found it, and this Canadian guy sold it to me, and everything is original about this. Original dog tag, because some sellers were selling with a reproduction holster or gun or dog tag or jumpsuit, because Walmart did do another reproduction in 2007. Of course, you could just tell a difference anyways. But back then in the day, they said the trademark, I don't know what they meant by the trademark, as if there was copycats. It certainly didn't look like this, but I don't know if there was. Now, one of the trademarks of the G.I. Joe is the scar on the face. And you see it right there. Everyone had the scar on the face to let you know this is an original G.I. Joe. Also, little as be known is on the thumb here, we can't see it, but anyways, on the thumb is a backwards thumbnail. In other words, the thumbnail's on the meat of the thumb, not where it's supposed to belong. Anyways, this is another thing about this original line of G.I. Joes before the Kung Fu grip, is it had a stiff hand. And the problem with that is, and the reason they did come out with the Kung Fu grip, is because it would hold accessories better. This is what is loosely termed by fans and collectors as the nose picker finger, because that's exactly what it looks like. And you can picture, how am I going to get a gun on a pointy finger like this? And we tried endlessly as children to try and get the gun with its trigger guard either on the thumb itself or the finger itself, and that, it just didn't work. But we were content, I guess, on holding this gun upside down and pointing it out or whatever. It didn't hold accessories good, rifles, frying pans, what have you. It just didn't hold anything good. So anyways, everything, once again, everything is original about this. But anyways, when the Kung Fu grip came out in 1975, it was made by, I believe, Palatoy Toys, it was called, in the UK, and that's where it first came from. And it was a softer plastic, which the hands went out and then came back and gripped, which gripped everything perfectly. All guns, accessories, knives, what have you, it would just point it perfect, which is just more basically a thing. So when Walmart reproduced the line in 2007, they used the Kung Fu grip. Basically, like because it's a better, more modern action figure, which you can hold anything. So it was made for collectors and everything like this. But if anyone decides they want to take it out and let their kids play with it, or even play with it again as an adult and try and feel that magic again, you'll be able to do it. It's just more modernized. The doll looks exactly the same. The hand just had the Kung Fu grip. Anyways, everything is original on this. The holster, the gun, the jumpsuit, and where it is also identified on the thing, which I only took it out of the clothes once, is on his bum. It'll say Hasbro 1964 copyright patent penned or whatever it is, right? I took it out once, but we got to be careful, because with these old dolls, the limbs can just fall off. They were held together by elastic bands that are put in there, and who knows, maybe one day this plastic will become brittle. And also the stress marks will start cracking in the thing like this. But as the president of the G.I. Joe Club discovered, that stress marks don't just come from playing, they come from the type of plastic used there. Just over time, they just cracked. That's it. So we all used to think it was stress marks, bending them all the time and everything like that. But he has no stress marks, I think maybe one in his knees. So I got myself a very good action figure here. The dog tag is original. On the front, this was called the Adventure Team. And so you can see on the dog tag the AT anagram there. Have I already done this? I don't know. I'm maybe getting ahead of myself. I wing things. I don't go through 100 rehearsals. This is the third take. Like I said, the other takes were a little long, so I'm trying to tweak this. Anyways, I love the fuzz beards, of course, because it was my time, but this is actually a perfect flock. Okay, F-L-O-C-K. Family friendly. Remember what I said. Now let's take a good look at that. Let's take a good look at that face again. As you see, the flock is absolutely perfect. Be perfect meaning, when we were kids, we used to bang them off coffee tables and called these bald spots. And later on, the toy professionals would re-flock them, use fuzz and glue and re-flock them. And it was hard to tell the difference from thing. But when you get up close, you can see it. You can see it. I've been over this with a magnifying glass. It is absolutely original. Now let's see if we can get at its neckline there. Looking good. That's one good looking action figure. So anyways, having being said that, I'm almost at my end here. I will in the future show you my other G.I. Joe dolls, which this is the only original Adventure team. The other ones are Kung Fu Grip that I did buy from Walmart in 2007. But I bought them on eBay for several dollars more. They were fresh in the box. I took them all out of the box because I like them for display and everything like this. And the Kung Fu Grip, I'll show them. There's the Land Adventure, the Sea Adventure, the thing. There's also one, I'm not racist, but I didn't get the black one. My wife started getting mad at me because I was just spending hundreds of dollars on these G.I. Joe dolls. And I wanted all the fuzz heads, and she got mad near the end. And I believe the black one I couldn't find with the box at the time, although I just looked. There's one on eBay right now. I don't know if I can afford that right now. I'm out of work with the local situation going on. But anyways, the local situation, I'm sorry, the global situation and everything like this. And I have to cut myself off because it's kind of an addiction. Anyways, the black one I believe was called the Adventure or something like that. But at the time I just couldn't find them, or I found them without clothes or something like that, and then my wife cut me off the money. Anyways, I'll show you the Air Adventures, the Kung Fu Grips at another time. That's about it. Forgot to even show you the box. It also came with the box. This is a reproduction box. Obviously you can tell because it's in such mint shape. And it also says on the inside, copy. But anyways, when I hadn't seen this since my Christmas morning. When I woke up when I woke up in the Christmas morning and I felt that magic and everything, this was the first thing I see. Then of course I opened it. There was my doll, my action figure. Anyways, they sent me this in the repro, which is good because, you know, back then the boxes, we just threw them out. You know what I mean? They think if anybody even held the boxes together, they certainly show shelf wear and deterioration and everything like this. And good on you if you still got one. Excellent. You know what I mean? But I doubt there's anybody out there who kept the original box in this good condition. As you can see, it's got a really good picture. I forget the artist that did these paintings or whatever, but the box is just as much as the action figures are sometimes these days. And the originals anyways. I remember Christmas morning when I got this, my brother or my father said, "Hey, it's your brother-in-law," because he was blonde with a beard. And anyways, just seeing this box back then brought the magic back. Okay, that's about it. I'm finished now. I hope this didn't take too long of your time. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope you tune in and see my other parts of my collection, which can range from Star Wars toys, Big Lebowski toys, comic books. I'll show you some of my prized comic books, what have you. It's just too much time. How much time we got now? 13 minutes in. That's better than my last 22-minute thing. Thanks you for tuning in. I really appreciate this. Jake's collection and opinions. Tune in for the opinion section sometimes. Please give me a like. Excellent. I hope I entertain you. I'm going to kind of keep things funny. I don't have a super gift for gab, as you can see, but I do try and keep you entertained for the time being. The other ones won't be much like this. There won't be an introduction. I'll just show you the toys. Should be more than 7 to 10 minutes long and everything like this, and depending on what I'm showing you and everything. Peace out. Thank you for tuning in.